All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Nancy Vandell, and I'm chairperson of the NCAC Bylaws Subcommittee, and I call the meeting to order at 8:31 a.m. I certify a quorum with our 3 members out of 5, and Wyatt should be able to join us a little bit later. Michael's excused. So Michael said that he would like to go ahead and take the minutes anyway through the video. But Susan, if you wouldn't mind taking notes just in case, I think the video should work, but just
Yeah.
just minor. I think most of it will be, when we actually look at the documents. So I'm going to share the agenda for anyone watching on video. Can everybody see it? Is it big enough?
A little bit bigger, please.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay, so it's pretty standard. Conflict of interest, we'll have to do that. Approve the minutes, share my brief report, and then really the meat of it is going to be our PP&R updates and bylaws updates from the action items list and reviewing the action items list. And hopefully plan any feedback sessions that we can do now, action items and any public comment. So any changes to the agenda?
Nope.
Okay. So I have no conflicts that I know of. Could we introduce yourselves and state any conflicts?
Susan Schomburg, no conflicts.
I'm sorry, no conflicts.
Great. Thank you all. It's been a busy month, but not necessarily a month where we've been meeting. So it feels like it's been quite a while because it has. The last meeting was November 14th. Let me just review upcoming meetings. So at this point, we're still planning to get back on our regular schedule on Friday, January 2nd, and on Friday, January 16th. We'll talk about feedback sessions. And then I believe we have an executive board meeting scheduled for Wednesday, January 28th, although we haven't actually set the calendar yet. Our December meeting was canceled. And then our current membership meeting date would be the second Saturday, which happens to be both Valentine's Day and President's Day weekend. So I've sent a note to Alex asking if he might be interested in moving that back a week, probably to the 21st. But so we'll talk about that. If we wait until the January 28th board meeting, we'd kind of have to move it backward rather than forward. So otherwise, there are a bunch of community plan dates that are out there, but I think those are being announced. I think when's the first one? Tom, is it January 5th? I think it's January 5th.
Yeah, don't recall.
Okay. All right. So let me bring up the minutes. Did you guys have a chance to review the minutes?
I don't remember seeing it, actually.
Yeah, I put it in a note in the meeting folder and put it in an email 2 days ago. But they're short. We can just review them now. I can find the right screen. It seems to be hiding. There it is.
Okay.
So here are the minutes. November 14th.
Okay. Looks good.
Okay. So any corrections to the minutes? Okay. Hearing none, the minutes are approved as presented. Okay, so I'm just going to share our action item list. It's hiding here. Every time I try to move it, there are all of these other things that dropped in. So this is as of today, and we can obviously make changes as we go along. So anything that we had done is in green. And as we go through, we'll go through this again at the end of the meeting, and hopefully a number of these that will be green. But there are a number of new items that popped up as we've been working on this document. So at this point, one of the things that popped up was a potential bylaws amendment to Article 5, Section E on voting that we'll go through later on when we're talking about voting. And so that's something that has been presented and is in Tom's document. And then the NCAC archives, no progress yet on that. So sometime in January. I don't think there's going to be any way of getting Sarah involved in that right away, but the rest of us could meet. So I think I have a feeling Sarah's working on all sorts of emergency situations. So fleshing out job descriptions has been on this list for at least a year. And finally, I think much of it is done. Susan and I worked on drafting those, and we'll talk about those. But I think those are looking pretty good. And as we get to those, I'll mention that we'll need to actually run those by the affected people for those job descriptions, but I wanted to run it by the committee first. New archive process came up on how to do specific tasks. And Tom put that in his procedure, I believe 22, but all that's going to be renumbered. And that's something that Candace and I have been working on, is trying to do a bunch of archiving since Gary was out of his job as secretary by the July board meeting. So Candace has been doing a heroic effort at moving things up into the archives. And I've been going through and along with Candace and cleaning up the Google Drive for and the email and that kind of thing. So Candace has also been uploading videos. So it's a work in progress, but as we're going through it, we're learning some things like broken links. So that's going to take a little more time, but I hope to have this presented at the January meeting. And really, it's actually a discussion item. I'm not sure we need to have this in the policies and procedures, other than maybe the policy should be to have a task force user guide or task force guide where this kind of thing belongs, on specific procedures on how you archive and how you avoid broken links and timeliness and that kind of thing. So we can talk about that when we get to that section in the policies and procedure references discussion. At this point, we had the one paragraph in procedure 15 to talk about. And at this point, I looked at it, I'm thinking, what were we supposed to talk about? So we'll look at that for January. I'll work with Michael on that. Although I think in the list it says it's for Wyatt and me. So I think it's actually with Wyatt. Executive board emails I've submitted to the subcommittee. It's in the document Tom will go through today. And then as we've been talking about these job descriptions, it came up about having templates for agendas, minutes, treasurer's reports, and other regular documents and nomination forms and candidate statements. So Tom and I have talked about that. If I provide the information, Tom said he can create fillable forms. So I don't think there's any need for anything just right away, but depends on how energetic I am. There, I can get Tom that information by January 2nd. But hey, what do you guys think about that, having some templates for people that would be in the references section, I guess, Tom, is that right?
Well, the whole references section really would be ideally part of a website.
Yeah.
because it's all mercurial.
Yeah.
It's how to do stuff or, references you might need. So we, we, we're in danger of getting much too detailed in this document. Like you said, how to do the look for broken links and all that stuff. It doesn't seem to be appropriate for this document.
Hmm.
And where do we draw the line? So
Yeah.
I'm up in the air on it.
Okay.
Um,
So we'll put a question mark. How's that?
yeah,
Get the input of the full committee too.
I think it would be great to have those things, but where they
Yeah.
belong, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, definitely the archival stuff. Maybe I think it can be fairly brief. I'll tackle it for January 2nd. Social media, not in terms of specifics, just more that where there should be something. Because I don't think right now there's a procedure manual for the communications task force, but I don't know. There could be. I haven't. Gary would know because Jeff may have done something like that before he left. So Susan has brought up a couple of different times having some social media policies and procedures, possibly Facebook, possibly, and so that's a larger discussion. We haven't done anything on that yet, but that did come up in the executive or the membership meeting. It also came up previously in the executive board meeting. And the way it came up in the membership meeting was Alex was reporting on the executive board meeting. And there was quite a discussion about whether we should be on Facebook or anything. And originally, Sarah had said no. And then she backed off and in the chat said, well, actually, if it's monitored and run by the county, it might be something we could do. So it's a larger discussion. But
Actually, wasn't one of her points that as long as you don't allow comments, they're just notices,
right,
that's going to be okay. Can't
right.
be bidirectional. That was my takeaway.
Yes, yes, I think you're right. And I guess there must be a way to do that. I know Candace had mentioned she wanted to post something on the Nesquin and Friends Facebook page about our upcoming meeting, particularly the talks that we're going to be given. And she couldn't figure out how to do it with comments stopped. So that's something to investigate too. So is there anybody who would like to take that on to look at how we would do something like that and write up a quick policy? Well, it wouldn't be necessarily quick. Okay.
Need to take a stab.
Tom is saying no.
I'm willing to take a stab at it because I'm curious about it.
Okay.
It impacts the outreach, so
It does. Yeah.
I'll do my best and see if I can find out how to turn off comments too on Facebook. That's something helpful to know.
Okay. And I'm going to put, and Nancy and I'm going to put Candace on too, because she's also very interested in this as part of the outreach task force.
Yeah.
And Sarah. And I will take out the and signs, Tom.
And signs aren't Latin, but yeah.
All right. Okay. So when do you want to put a target date on that?
Yeah, why don't
January
we
2nd?
go for the next meeting?
Okay.
I'll see how much I can get done on it.
Okay.
I've got some time off.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then change to procedure 19 has been submitted to. That procedure is a new one that was written on how people nominate themselves or get nominated for a subcommittee or task force position. And it occurred to us that we don't have anything in the bylaws or the policies and procedures on officers' nominations. So Susan and I worked on that, and that's been submitted to be discussed today. So that's it for what we have still under bylaws. I just kind of included until our discussion today that we also have a potential bylaws amendment under voting. But if it survives our discussion, then that would also be listed down there. So So actually, since we've got this time, I know we'll go back at the end, but for our January 2nd meeting, what deadline do you want to have? That Monday?
Today would be good.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, Monday, fine.
Let me look at what that.
Okay, so what is the date of Monday?
It is
20.
December 29th.
Okay. December 29th.
Not a lot of time.
No, 10 days.
All right. I'm with Tom. I hate Word. Oh, I think I've caused this. Oh, okay. What did I just do there? Oh, well. December 29th. I know I just undid something. Oh well, I'll fix it. Okay. So any discussion on this item? I mean, any other additions? I know these active ones we'll talk about as we go through. But
We got enough on our plate. We don't need anything more right now.
Sounds good. All right. So I'm going to save. This is, by the way, the new one, or 9, I hope. Oh, no, it's all right. Oh, well, I'll go out, correct that. Got an original R8. Okay, so executive board report. My report. As I mentioned, we've been working on quite a bit of time trying to update and clean out and organize the Google Drive, et cetera. So it is a work in progress. I am finding, and Candace is finding, that there's some times when somehow when we're moving something, people can't get into it anymore. It's still there, link is there, but they get an error message. And Susan, I know you've gotten something like that where you had to request permission to a file. And I don't know why that's happening. Candace has sent me a couple of notes that I haven't had time to follow up on yet, but where she thinks it has something to do with the movement of the files. And we've been doing extensive moving. So I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time in the next couple of weeks just trying to figure out how we avoid that. But if you ever have difficulty getting into a file, please immediately let me know when it is that it's not letting you into, because they should all be set automatically to open to anyone with a link. And really, they should pretty much be searchable, but whatever. So we want the files right now we want the files to be able to survive, the meeting folders to survive as they get archived. So hopefully we'll see. But I think one of the nice things that's happened is I've been training Alex and Ran on how we set up meeting folders and Candace for our bylaws subcommittee. And they like the idea of doing it for their own meetings as well. So we seem to have developed a standard to have meeting folders that actually is in our current policies and procedures. So there's nothing new that needs to be written on that, but they like how it's formatted and how we're doing it. So where we put the original documents in their respective folders and then have shortcuts to the meeting folder. So we can go in and out, update as needed. So like last night, I went in and updated the bylaws amendments proposal. I updated this document that we just went through for the action items and swapped those out. And so also yesterday swapped out the policies, procedures, and references document that Tom provided. So I think that's great that where people are able to, anyone wanting to attend the meeting could go in and see the documents during the meeting, prior to the meeting, whatever, and it'll be consistent across the NCAC. So I think that's really good news. People embraced it. They thought it was a nice way to do it. So I'm happy. And then
if the county ever does start supporting us completely, we'll likely have to go to their file system. So just be
Right.
aware.
Yes, yes. At that point, they get to deal with that too. Yes, I agree, and that is that larger archive system that we have on how do we handle all of that, that where we do need to, if we can't get Sarah to participate, she might be able to designate someone at the county to weigh in on that, so that maybe we start now on how we start designating files, so we don't have to go back. I don't know. They may just take anything up to this point and take it as is, and drop it into. I don't know. Well, I don't know about this, but I guess
I'm ignorant and
yeah.
intend to remain so.
Okay, sounds good. You were never ignorant, but on this particular thing. Okay. I So yeah, that is definitely something to consider. We had our membership meeting. I think it went well. Tom and Barbara Tiplett uh, did terrific presentations on the winter preparedness, which was timely, and the emergency preparedness program that Barbara's involved in. So I think that's really nice. We didn't have to try to encourage people to come. We had 19 people signed on. But we had more people than that registered, but we had 19 signed on, and hopefully interest will grow as we get more of that. But really fascinating information. I thought the and I'm getting the acronyms butchered, but the 2 weeks program, be ready 2 weeks. What is it?
2 weeks ready, I believe it is.
Two week.
Uh, anyway,
There's a B in any whatever it is. It's a
yeah.
it's an incredible program to be able to train people on how to be ready in really practical terms. It was written, sounds like, by State of Oregon's emergency management team, and I downloaded it. It's got great stuff. If I ever get time, I'm going to try to implement some of that, but really stuff I've never heard of before. I've taken CERT training, and I hadn't seen any of this kind of, well, some of it, but I hadn't seen a lot of it in CERT training. So apparently it is also, the CERT training program is part of the Office of Emergency Management, but it's also different. So anyway, it was very worthwhile. And I think if you have any ideas for programs for February that would be timely, let Alex know, because in addition to being the acting chairperson for the NCC, he's also still the vice chairperson and in charge of finding speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think that's really all I have. We did have a couple of people come that hadn't attended before in the NCC and sent positive comments.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think, and then the community plan subcommittee is going and having some really productive meetings. Tom, would you like to talk about any of that since you're on the committee?
Yeah, we had a major reorganization of the document, and we had, as a committee, in my opinion, never successfully really reviewed what we had. We had either minor comments or dissatisfaction about the organization. That sort of review. We now have a setup where we have about, what's it, 5 values, and for each one of those values, we talk about what the current state is, what we would like to have happen, and any action plans. And then interspersed in that are policies which are to be incorporated into the Tillamook County Comprehensive Plan. I believe that's the right title. So part of our document actually becomes live part of actual policy for the county. So I think we've got a way of working with Sarah such that we'll put together what we'd like to have happen, and then she will insert in the document those things which can translate to a policy. Some things don't have policies associated with them, but there aren't any policies that aren't associated with some sort of a value or plan.
Sounds really good. I know you've put a huge amount of time into that, Tom, and thank you. Yeah, I don't know how you're doing it with both of our subcommittees, but and all your other stuff with your woodworking, but we really appreciate it. I thought it was a really positive meeting last time, and I think both Susan and I actually attended. It was
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Great. Another thing that came up in the membership meeting, it just occurred to me, is the helicopter issue, where Guy Sievert had notified. I think it actually came up in a community plan meeting, about the emergency Coast Guard helicopter that has been stationed in Newport for many, many years, suddenly been moved south significantly, to a point where it really wouldn't be viable to provide help for Nesquin and surrounding areas. And particularly as the crab season's starting, it's often needed for that, but it's also needed for other kinds of emergency rescues. And so we had in our executive board meeting authorized have Guy and me to write a letter uh, to various people to protest this and urge Coast Guard to put it back. In the meantime, the Coast Guard did put it back. There had been strong work on the part of our Oregon U.S. senators on this, the governor of Oregon, local Congress people, local officials, et cetera. And the Fishermen's Wives Organization, along with some others, actually sued the whatever government agency is over the Coast Guard anyway, to put it back. And
Homeland Security, I think it is. But
thank
anyway,
you. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you. And part of it, the legal thing, was that there had been no notice, and there's supposed to be 30 days notice on any of this. So Guy and I, with the support of the board, did not do the letter, because it looked really good, but it's not for sure that this will actually go through. It's been returned, but we don't know if it will stay. So there was a motion approved unanimously at the meeting to follow up with such advocacy if needed, to let the executive board have authority to do that advocacy if needed again. So I think that's good. And it was a unanimous motion. So in the meeting, there were two unanimous motions made. We did not follow our own procedures or the bylaws on how you do that, which is why there is a new bylaws proposal that we will talk about here shortly. We just did a voice vote, and I think that was a reasonable thing to do, but we should clean it up and make sure that we are legally able to do that rather than do a Zoom poll or a roll call vote, which is the current bylaws. Okay, so I think that's it for the executive report. We've already gone through the bylaws and PP&R action items. So, oh no, I have an action items discussion is separate. Anyway, so now it's time for the big one, which is our PP&R's updated thing and the bylaws stuff. So, Tom, why don't you take it away with your draft?
okay.
I did have a few very minor comments to Tom on the draft that was sent yesterday. But
So I'm going to depend on you to bring those up because I couldn't figure out how to integrate that and this, and I just, if it's important, you do it.
okay, let me see if I can find it then. Oh, you want me to do it?
No,
You
no,
said you.
no, I want
Oh,
you
you
to
want me to bring up the comments?
bring up the comment as we go
Got
through.
it. Okay, let me
So
get my own. Well, hopefully I'll just remember as we go through.
now I've got yours up, but I'm limited
No,
in my
you're
abilities. I only have 3 screens, so
okay. You're fine. I'll see if I can. I have one screen, Tom, so I'm going to try to be able to look at mine and also look at yours
all
at the
right.
same
So
time.
the first is first change is obviously very controversial. I said we didn't use the word can. We actually have several instances of the word use of the word can, so that's deleted. Any objection?
Nope,
Mm-mm.
that's your baby.
No, I figured so. Since that is a change, how are we going to indicate changes that are deletions? This is editorial; it doesn't really matter. Uh, but if we do have some things which are lined out, I suppose we have to leave them as green and lined out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think this warrants that. All right, let's just go top to bottom. Wherever there's a change, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Pardon me for tearing your eyeballs out. May close your eyes if you like until I get to a place where we have. Okay, I have highlighted in red
Oh,
um, any cross references because things are going to move. So as I note them, I'm just going to highlight them in red. That only means that I need to go back and change those. But I would like to minimize cross references. Word is notorious for dropping them or messing them up. Um, so I'm going to assume that somebody who is interested in the outreach task force and wants to know more would say, see below, and they'll find it. Any
do
objection?
have, well, I have something that I just thought of, Tom, when you are on this section here about the neighborhoods. When Nancy and I were working on our section, we realized that in the emergency plan, they actually identified more than these 10 neighborhoods,
Oh,
which made us think the map might need to be adjusted. Do you remember that, Nancy?
I do, and thank you for bringing that up, Susan. I forgot to put that in the note. Yes, there were. It was in that.
What was it?
It was the one that Barbara Triplett was talking about,
That's
and
it.
she was
Yeah.
showing. I can bring it up with some time, but there were two
Yeah.
neighborhoods, including Cascade Head was one, and Proposal Rock was one, and
Yeah.
that were not in our neighborhoods, and so.
Oh, the RV park
Then the
also.
RV park, that was the other one. And I know when we were talking neighborhoods, we thought the RV park was supposed to be not permanent residents, right? There's supposed to be some technical time limit where people
Mhm.
can be parked there, but in reality, I think there are people living there, right? So,
Mhm.
so I don't know, Tom. If we want to
so
be
I would be happy.
consistent with that,
I would be happy to have one of you take an action item to supply me with the actual location and name of the various places, and I'll update the map and this
Okay.
list.
so you think it's worth updating then?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm
Um,
willing to do that. And I will have a question for Tom because I didn't know in South Beach if there's a distinction between South Beach and what might be called the Proposal Rock Loop Flats.
Yes,
Are those two distinguished, two separate neighborhoods, or is it all considered South Beach?
no, it is two separate neighborhoods, and
Okay,
I should have known that. Now, two different organizations,
okay,
and we have a more or less friendly relationship.
okay.
yeah, and I guess they're two separate organizations. I'm finding up on the crest also. There's an actual homeowners association, and then there's an area that doesn't have one.
Hmm.
That's up there
Yeah.
too. And but it's in Barbara's presentation herself, the one that she gave. It's not in the document that was linked. So I have that
Oh,
presentation in the meeting file from the membership meeting. So I think you can actually pull that down. I added it to the membership meeting file. Um,
okay,
so I could go to it, but let's add that to the action item list, Susan. Thank you. I'd
okay.
forgotten to add that in. So I'm going to that now and doing it. Um, New. I know you guys can't see it, but that's fine. I'll add
Yeah.
that in. New. Add neighborhoods for the emergency plan. I'll put you there, Susan.
Okay.
Okay, and that would be in the reference section anyway,
Mhm.
so easy to add.
And is that reference 7? I don't have the PPNR in front of me on my desktop, but is reference 7 the map?
Yes,
I've got it
reference
here.
7 is the map.
It is the
Yes.
map. Okay.
It's reference 4.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's why,
Oh, there are different maps. Yes, you're right, Tom. Reference 5 is the neighborhoods of Nesquin.
okay. Reference 5 neighborhoods. And then the reference that we have in this particular section that we were looking at before I took it down a rabbit hole.
No,
Was
that's
that
really good. You
7?
did.
Um,
7 is the communications. Whoops. Seven is the outreach task force job description, although that's an area of discussion for today.
Okay.
Where that goes.
Oh, the sun's coming out. This is
Wow.
gonna open my curtains. This is unheard of.
wow, the, golly, I've seen that before. It's blue. Okay.
Uh, okay, so we're back on you, Tom.
Okay, so this is a little complex to look at. I'm thinking that if I do a show the markup, just just by way of taking a mental snapshot, most of it is changed.
Right. So
Uh,
there go. If you scroll back, oh, there you are. Take that E and put it in front of at the end of section. You inserted the policy 7 procedure 1 kind of between section and E.
oh, yeah. Well, I kind of wanted it there, but
Yeah.
okay, fine.
Okay. So that was the first one. I'm trying to track. And then a bigger comment was the
Money needs to go away.
is it 19 needs to or 20 needs to go away. Yeah. So um, we kind of combined it. What was in 20, which was kind of at the last minute, last meeting. So,
So,
and then also there's a bylaws change associated with this.
okay, this one thing at a time. Right
Mhm.
now, we're working on procedure 5.
Okay.
So, so I'm going to change it to no markup, so you can have a chance of reading it without tearing your eyeballs out.
Okay.
And I can fix things like that. So,
Great.
um,
Okay. And on my list, I'm going to say that this is resolved. The one with the E.
yeah,
Okay. Um,
people want to look through
so
it.
what did I just get rid of? Oh well. Sorry, I'm looking at my comments in here. I think that's all I had for that section.
I have a question around line 40 on the voting thing, where it says if the motion appears to be non-controversial. Do we have something if the motion appears to be controversial?
So Tom and I talked about this yesterday for the bylaws change, and I updated the bylaws wording, and I didn't go back to that. So you're absolutely right, Susan, and Tom had also mentioned that. So maybe we could go. Should we talk about the bylaws change for voting before we talk about this? Because this needs to
Sure.
go back and be updated. What I ended up putting was unanimous. If the motion, well, let's, because the bylaws really supersedes this. So what do you think, Tom? Do you want to go
Well,
through the other procedure changes and then come back and go to the bylaws changes and
I
then
guess
come
we need to,
back?
what do I want to do or what am I willing to do? Okay,
Okay.
What you shall do.
and I shall
Yeah.
do. Oh, fair enough. Um, we need to resolve those two things.
Yeah.
Okay, so split screen and if I can find your, I've got,
Well, I updated that and I put it into a bylaws change that's in the meeting folder, but I can pull it up. You can
did
pull
you
it up
send it,
too.
did you send it
It's
to me?
I
Uh,
did send it to you. I emailed it to you yesterday afternoon.
yes, I opened it, so I've got it here. I just
Okay.
need to, I have lots of Word files.
Opened. Do you want me to resend it?
Um, okay, no, I got it.
Okay. The PDF version's in the meeting folder, but I sent you the Word version.
Didn't want that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is it. That is it. Yeah.
yes, well, I mean, it gave me more than I wanted, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Sure.
there we go.
Thank you. So, and the title of that is Article 5, Section E, voting, which is a long section that does not have subsections. And it's really regarding one sentence in it, or one or two sentences. But basically, what's happening is the current language is those attending via, this is membership meetings, those attending via video conferencing shall register their vote via electronic polling or roll call vote. Members attending a hybrid meeting in person may vote by a show of hands or a paper ballot. Well, it is just proving that, if it's controversial, and I realize that's a word that is arguable, it's hard to define, but um, then we do have to be really careful, and we do have to how we capture votes. If we in the past we've had meetings with 120 people, you can't read hands on Zoom. You can't. It's very difficult to capture what those votes are. But typically in our meetings, we just everybody votes yes, or it's easy to count the votes or whatever. And so we need something a little more practical. And now I can't read it, Tom.
I know, I tried to make it neat and I love Word. Okay,
So
it went
basically,
over here. Okay, here it is. It,
yeah.
oh,
So so I'm suggesting that we give ourselves more flexibility, and that we say when a vote is about to be taken on a motion after discussion, because sometimes people forget to do discussion part, uh, and there appears to be a general agreement for or against the motion, and you can tell that because if people are arguing during discussion one way or another, you're going to know pretty much whether there's an opinion that's strong. But if there appears to be general agreement, the chair may ask if anyone objects to having a voice vote. If no one objects, then a voice vote or a virtual show of hands shall be done per Robert's Rules of Order. If anyone does object, then those attending via video conference shall register their vote via electronic polling or roll call vote. So we go back to the original language. If discussion of a motion displays any disagreement, then we go back to the original language. So to resolve that issue you brought up about what is controversial, I was trying to have that capture that in a more of a quantitative way. So, because it can be difficult when you're in the middle of a meeting to take the time out to write a motion in a poll, and people have to wait for that. Plus, just from a technical perspective, you can't do it directly on Zoom. You have to go to a website, be connected. You have to write the poll, hope that it works, and then launch the poll from the Zoom site. And so it's pretty tough and to do it. But this gives some latitude for these routine things. So the two motions we had in the last membership meeting were to approve the minutes because the motion was made instead of using our usual capture the motion. The indirect motion. So it became a formal motion, and then the motion on the helicopter. So in both cases, it was unanimous, and everybody seemed to support it. So I'm hoping this would capture that.
Yeah, where I have concerns is where, like on line 32, if an unplanned motion is made and a vote is taken that affects the greater Nescoin area, certain people that would be opposed to it, that it wasn't noticed on an agenda. That's where my concern lies.
Yes. And that is true. So that is a very good point, Susan. And that is something where at that point, someone could do a point of order in the meeting and say, this hasn't been noticed in the agenda. This should be moved to the next meeting with notice.
In the case of the helicopter, for instance, that would make the question fail.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not thinking of that. I think that something controversial like the STR,
Yes. No,
where a
absolutely.
moratorium was set
No,
and it
you're
wasn't on the
absolutely right.
agenda, and then it was undone the next meeting because it wasn't properly noticed and it failed.
Right. Right. And that is under Robert's rules. So we could actually spell that out in this bylaws change that any unnoticed motion, it could either be done in this meeting saying there's a point of order about it, or it could be brought up in the following meeting, which is covered under we have that in the policies somewhere about bringing up a vote for reconsideration.
Yeah, I know I'm taking us down a rabbit hole
No,
here.
no, you're not. You're not. It's an important point. And because I know what happened with the STR stuff, and it's a very important point. So there's routine unplanned, like the
Right,
helicopter that I think
right,
everybody kind of supports, and then there's stuff where
right.
if it's so maybe we need another sentence in there about if it's controversial or if it's we do have stuff in under meeting notices where we do say things need to be noticed. So I would think in the SDR instance, that if anybody in that room were saying, this hasn't been noticed, I object to there being a vote, that would kill it. Or it should have killed it.
Right.
Right.
Deferred it, not kill it.
Right. Exactly.
Or
Defer.
like properly notice it. That,
Right. But I think we also, just in routine things, need to be flexible enough to be able to take votes on things that, the helicopter thing, we had kind of decided as a board, but we didn't put it in the agenda. And we should have. We should have put the helicopter thing specifically on the agenda because we knew at the board meeting that we were going to be talking about the letter. So I'm trying to remember if it was on the agenda.
Problem with the helicopter. I mean, I think that benefits all of us from a life safety standpoint.
But it wasn't on the agenda. So, I think I do think we need to be more careful that if something's on, and that might be a training kind of a thing, but if we know something's coming up on the agenda, we should send a notice out, even if it's not the 14-day notice on something saying this may be discussed.
Yeah.
So I do think we need to go back and rewrite procedure 5 based on just having redone this bylaws change and look at the issue of something unplanned that comes up.
Unnoticed, I think, or something not in the agenda, noticed.
True, not noticed. Yeah.
Mm.
So, Tom, can you just make a note on the policies and procedures side of that? Of not noticed, and I'm going to make, since I own the bylaws one, I'm going to make a note on that one.
Yeah, also there's some repetition between the two now, and that can be simplified.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So I'll take that on to rewrite that. In fact, I'm going to update the action plan,
Mhm.
add notice motions and unnoticed motions,
where should I put that?
and also rewrite
I'm thinking of something
procedure
that might
5.
be less controversial than STR. Maybe, as we proceed as we get closer to summer, the whale is still on the beach. So if
Right.
people make a decision in a meeting about what to do with that whale, motion is made and voted on. And then
Yeah.
people find out afterwards and disagree with it. So that maybe to make it less hot button item, I'll use the whale.
Right. Right. But I do think we do need to capture it. I'm glad you brought it up. So I will take that on to update that for January 2nd. And I've updated the action item list and the bylaws thing to
Okay,
flag that, Tom. And you're flagging it in procedure 5, right?
yes. Question now for me is, can I go ahead and accept this modification knowing that it's going to be changed again? Changes to changes are not trackable.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think it's too premature. Don't you?
No, I'm going to
Oh,
have
you're
to
saying we should. Oh, you're saying we
absolutely,
should.
I should
Okay.
absolutely accept this. We've
Okay.
accepted it so far, but we know we need to change it more.
Got it. Okay.
So I can't track changes to changes.
Okay.
Okay.
If you haven't saved them as changes. Okay. I think I got
Can
you.
you turn it green and then keep red the unplanned motion and the what was the other non-controversial?
I'm not quite sure I understand that.
Like
But okay.
accept it, but then go in and turn unplanned motion red? I don't know.
Okay.
Or
Step at a time.
okay.
First thing I'm going to do is save.
And we're dealing with number 8 now, right? Rev 8.
5. Yes, Rev 8. This is Rev 8. Okay. We're going to accept this change. Now we need to designate that this has been modified. So we turn it
Oh,
green.
okay.
Mhm.
Right.
I think right down to here, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Or is it here? Yeah. And we'll turn that green.
Yes. And now go back and take the unplanned
And then
motion.
line 32, if you can change, make just unplanned red. Because maybe we want to say unnoticed, unplanned. I don't know what you were,
I can change that to unnoticed.
Yeah.
or
I don't know if unnoticed is a word or
Yeah, it'll just give me a
yeah,
marker that it's time
yeah.
to go back and
And and then
and then
in line 40,
yeah,
non-controversial.
the
What
whole
about
thing,
controversial?
right. So the whole
not.
thing needs to match. So this was written before the bylaws change was written,
Mhm.
and the bylaws change was written pretty late yesterday. I heard it was written in the afternoon, so it just needs to be matched. It was a timing issue on my part.
What shall I do? Just highlight this?
Sure, sounds good.
Mhm.
Okay,
Save.
Dave.
Yeah, if the
Yeah.
power goes to. Yeah, that looks good. Thank you.
Oh, that was
Okay.
simple.
Yeah.
Relatively painless.
Say again?
Oh, I said relatively painless.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So we have our homework there. Whoever thought that voting would be so difficult? Well, yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Sort of having problems with that in the real world.
It has
Yeah,
potential.
it does.
Oh, the sky is blue. This is awesome.
That's great. Enjoy it while you can.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll see you later then. Thank you.
All right, I'm opening more, letting more sun in. You don't see it because I've got my backdrop, but
Yeah, we're
Well,
supposed to have rain for the starting today, going through the whole week, through at least
oh
next
no.
Friday. So, well, we need it, but yeah, it's going to be tough for holiday travel. Anyway, so
Yeah.
now I think we're going to,
okay,
procedure 13 was a question that I think we're okay on, but
procedure 13. I didn't see
um,
it.
so that was one that you and I talked about briefly that about
All
in
meetings.
the yeah, meetings beginning at 10 a.m. I think it's okay to keep it the way it is, but it occurred to me that in the summer now, whenever the farmers market's on, our membership meetings begin at 1:30 so that people can go to the farmers market.
Mhm.
And do we
Yeah,
want to capture that in there, or the paragraph below basically gives an out? But
yeah.
if we are considering this a regular thing where meetings at which I think I think it's the July meeting, excuse me, the June meeting and the August meeting, I believe are the only two affected. Um,
I, I I prefer to leave it simple. What if the farmer's
okay.
market went away?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want it to go away, but I mean,
Mhm.
we
Yeah,
don't want to get too prescriptive here, I think.
right, right. Okay. Um, sounds
Um,
good.
okay, so
Uh,
we have a note here that this is to be revised. I don't think we have
what?
it on our action list.
Oh, let me go back to yours. We do have it on the action list,
Oh, okay,
and it's under Michael and me. But yeah, and as when we went through the action list, I mentioned I just haven't had time to get back through that. I
okay,
looked at it and I was thinking, okay, what was wrong with that? I'm going to have to go back to the video and look and see what it was, unless one of you remembers. Um,
yeah,
I think what it was is it just was in the editing, going from the bullet, the flow chart kind of thing, the bullets. I think we just needed to look at it further, and I haven't had time to do that. So
okay,
that's still on the action item list.
okay. Yeah, lovely green text. Now we have some changes to green text.
Right.
Let's see.
So this is where um, we were looking at, and the title needs to be changed too. And it occurred to me that and I think when Susan and I were talking, this came up. We don't have anything for how do officers get nominated? Are there any forms? And it really fits precisely in with what we have for subcommittee and task force, which is a relatively new procedure as well. And it seems pretty simple to just say NCAC positions and add officers in as put in here. So,
We were thinking about possibly a template, also form for someone to fill out.
yes. So that's on that action item list for
Mhm.
templates. Um, and Tom thought if we could put some wording together, which I could do pretty simply, I think um, he could make it into a fillable form
Mhm. Oh, great.
that would be a PDF fillable form
Mhm.
because that's coming up. right now there's just kind of nothing. It goes anywhere from people writing something fairly extensive to, an email saying, I'd like to be on the bylaws subcommittee, particularly for people that are going into their third year. So, um, so anyway, I think we had
Online,
already reviewed the green part before. So it's just really making it also including officers. I went back to the bylaws and there's nothing in the bylaws under nominations and elections about this at all. It's just the outreach task force will identify potential people. It's not vetting, it's just names, but there's nothing about how do people apply.
on line 23, do we also need to say task force member because it's different than a
No,
subcommittee, or is
no,
that
it's the next paragraph on line 31 addresses
okay?
that.
Okay, gotcha.
So any objections to those changes?
Mm-mm,
So
Shall I accept them?
mhm.
I like it.
Interesting. It kept it green.
Yeah, 'cause that's what's around it.
Okay. And next thing is this voting is redundant and inaccurate. Other than that, it shouldn't be there.
Right.
So,
And I think because it was just added before the last November meeting, I think we just remove it. I don't think it needs to show that it was removed.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's on the action item list.
Okay.
Wait, go back.
Yeah,
Reference one. Reference one.
Yeah, well,
oh,
okay. This reference one is contact information. Ah, yes.
So this is new. So I ended up calling Jeff about this because, we have the info at nescoanscac.org, and it would make sense that we would have that for the positions. But when he set up the bylaws one for me at my request a couple of years ago, it was Gmail. And so I called him and he said, yeah, the reason is the cost that our current platform charges. He thought it was somewhere on the order of $100 a year per email address. So, um, so it's Gmail. But the key on this is, and it's under, there's another policy or procedure regarding this. I don't know if we want to have a reference to that, Tom,
I
down
don't like
here.
references. You can do
Oh,
references at the last pass
okay.
if you absolutely insist. And
I
I
know.
don't,
I'm
I,
I'm
and I
just
don't so
just throwing it out.
throw it
So
out.
the key
Throw it
about
out.
this, okay. The key about this is that it needs to be managed by the secretary. So
mhm.
so each individual person, it's not by name. When I'm no longer bylaws subcommittee chair, then it would be transferred to whoever becomes the bylaws subcommittee chair person. And the secretary manages the login information. Jeff said, you will not go in and change the password or anything else. They need to be able to uh, be the owner of it. And so the if there's ever something where you can't access, it goes back to the secretary's email, which we need to find out what's going on right now with that. That's kind of a to-do item for me, but it doesn't belong in the policies and procedures. But anyway, does this sound okay? It's fairly straightforward about
Yeah.
what they would be called.
I do have one question. What we were discussing previously about if someone's seeking a position, there was mention of two different emails, and I don't know that it's in the same format that is here. Um,
So we
you said
probably,
what's the section we were just working on before this?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was,
Yeah. It's
but
right there.
Okay.
um,
CAC chairperson
Oh,
at
yeah, yeah.
gmail.com.
Yeah, that's wrong. Thank you.
Yeah,
It should be NCAC
yeah.
chairperson. Thank you, Susan. Boy, you've got a
Yeah.
good eye. So I just forgot the N. So we probably, though, it could go to outreach, right? I mean, that's kind of outreach's job, is to accept those things. We also suggested that they send it to info at.
Want to make it outreach?
Mm.
What do you think, Susan?
What do we have it? I don't know. I think that it's okay to have it as the chairperson.
Because the outreach task force is the old nominations committee,
True.
and is responsible for putting forth those nominations, even though they're not vetted, just vetted to the extent that someone's verified to be a member, or to deserve to be a member. If you notice, by the way, task force members do not have to be NCAC members.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of unusual.
Well, it's like, so we could still use Jeff if we had to.
Oh, gotcha.
Gotcha. There
Gotcha.
may be some experts that don't have property that,
Got it.
can do these tasks. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually intent. But
Yeah.
What do you think, Tom?
I can go either way. I think I'm not the one who has a dog in this fight. In some sense, it seems like the outreach should be the one, but
if they're emailing both, then by emailing the executive board, it goes to all the officers, right?
No. If they email info at, it goes to who typically is the secretary that's supposed to go in and get those emails and then forward to the appropriate person. So really the secretary could forward it to the outreach person. The chairperson could, NCAC chairperson could also forward it to the outreach person. At this point, without a secretary, the email has been languishing somewhat, and Candace and I are now trying to go in and be on top of those a little bit better. But it is one of the responsibilities of the
well, if we don't have a chair, we
secretary.
don't have an organization. So
True. Yeah, let's leave it where it is then. Maybe we need to add into procedure 19 that the NCAC chairperson loops in the outreach chairperson.
Do we need info@nescoandcac.org as being emailed as well as the chair? If the
I think they should do both.
Is
yes, because I would hate to have it lost with the NCAC chair.
Got it.
If they don't see
as
it,
it goes to the secretary.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the chair has access to that email. The question is whether the chair goes in, the chairperson goes in and looks at it. Should we highlight and?
No. No.
Okay. So
yeah,
thank you for catching that, Susan.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's it. Any other questions? There is a note that right now these are not set up, but it's on my action item list to get it set up. Jeff offered to help when he has a little more time, and we can. And he said it's actually fairly simple to set it up, and then we just have to get the executive board people to use it. But the thing that's attractive about it is that, for members to be able to send stuff to us, it's there. But the other thing is, if there ever is an audit where our emails are being asked for, then we produce this, our emails that are on this, they don't have to go into our personal emails. So I try to use it all the time for that reason too. Also, if I were to, something were to happen and somebody needs to take over temporarily, say for me, I could give them the password to be able to get into those emails. Or the secretary could. So are we ready to accept this?
Are we
And
okay
that
with
note,
this?
yeah,
Yes.
the note, Tom will, I guess we should keep it in. We'll take it out when it's done.
Yeah,
So I don't know if it actually belongs in there, but it should stay temporarily at least until we actually do it.
I'll highlight it.
Okay.
Interesting. Didn't do
And
that.
then, oh, because I think you have, oh no, you do have stuff turned on. Thank you. So the bylaws one is not new. All the others are new, but it probably doesn't need to be. It's not that critical. So do we need to turn all that green?
I suppose we could. Don't think it matters much.
Oh, it's new. It could be something that the NCAC people, the board cares about. Okay, thank you. Oh, and highlight the yellow.
I like the yellow.
Sorry, highlight in the meantime. NCAC email addresses will be added when available. Let's just highlight that.
I did.
Oh,
Or
on line 3.
above line 3.
Oh, yeah, okay, this just needs to change.
Maybe what we need to do actually is to add another line that's just general emails to info at.
Oh.
Yeah,
Although the
maybe that
header is email contact for executive board members.
it is, but at the same time, if they don't know who they're sending it to, we could just say general NCAC email.
So what do you want? Executive board members or general?
Why don't we just say email contact information, take off for
Oh.
executive board members?
I'm looking for this entry.
Oh, there?
Yeah.
General. Yeah, general NCAC. I don't know, but I'm happy to change whatever you guys want this one.
The contact, general NCAC, okay. And do we need this paragraph at top?
No, I think we can take that out because we've got it noted below.
Okay, and I think we just
Accept it, yeah.
accept that particular part. Why is it so red? Oh, how lovely.
There must be multiple changes, it thinks.
Yeah.
Interesting. The wonderment of Word. Can't do multiple.
So that general NCAC should be green too, because well, I don't know. It's no one's going to care.
That's not changed. That's changed. Okay.
Okay, can you go up? Sorry. Shall we take off on the title? Should we take off for executive board members? It's really just email contact information. And should we just turn it green?
Well, we can't turn that green.
No.
We could just accept it.
Okay.
This is not,
Right. It's not critical. Yeah.
not critical information.
And references we're supposed to just be able to change really easily. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Anything more there?
Nope.
I was a little bit lazy in terms of the chairperson. The other ones that I wasn't quite so lazy.
Mhm.
The titles here on the bullets are original, and the rest that is new.
Yeah.
I suppose I should change. I should just accept that part. This
Yeah.
is references. Nobody cares.
Yeah. It's they're directly from the bylaws.
Yeah.
So Susan had brought up the word promptly. We have, so that's why it's highlighted to get everybody's general thoughts and also just give us time on how specific we want to get there. It's covered under policy 18 and reference 1. Well, reference 1 is the emails themselves. The promptly stuff is under policy 18. So Susan, do you want to talk about that a little bit? Or Tom, do you want to just weigh in?
Yeah.
Oh, red on red is not good, but those are references. I've got to be able to change those kind of things. But anyway, um, I read through this kind of surfacey and I didn't see anything, but I did not study it in detail.
The word promptly is what I'm talking about.
Promptly? I think promptly is fine. And as well as the word timely.
Okay.
Those are, there's kind of squishy, but you really can't define it, within 48 hours. What if it's 49? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're volunteers.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, promptly, just, I guess I wanted more definition on it.
Okay.
Because promptly could be in 2 hours. It so depends on the circumstances. Um, for
That's the
instance,
problem.
now we have a landslide and the 101 is closed. People may not be accessing their email. So saying promptly, um,
So that's the actual point is that situationally, that'll be different periods of time.
right.
And it's a value judgment. And I don't think we can get away with without a value judgment there.
I was just thinking for general membership to build in to manage expectations as to when they should expect response from, say, officers.
I really think there are a lot of demands on people already. And I think people will respond as promptly as they can. Part of it's going to be, are they going to see it? If somebody feels like they haven't been responded to promptly, then they can send another email or they can,
Mhm.
find another way to reach people. But I hate to make things too prescriptive.
Yeah.
Tom, is that red on red because
That's
it's
because
a reference?
it's a reference.
Okay.
Could make it purple, I suppose.
I don't know. I think I'd like to remove the yellow highlight, Susan, but
Well, it's interesting because I'm reading it now differently than when we talked about it, Nancy. Respond to NCAC email questions and comments as notified by the secretary. Also respond to the chairperson emails promptly. It's almost like we've got two different things going. The ones that come from the secretary have no time answering parameter on it, but the chairperson ones are promptly.
Yeah, that could be better. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. I think what it is the first part of it's in the bylaws, and the second part is different, was added. But you're right. So maybe it would be a bylaws change to take out the as notified by the secretary. Let me go back and look at the bylaws. These bylaws stuff is
Especially
just
since we don't have a secretary right now.
right. Well, that's just a vacancy. Somebody's supposed to be doing it.
here, here is a proposal. What's highlighted, delete.
What's that?
Yeah, I like that.
Well, let me go back to yours. I was looking at bylaws. Where are you, Tom?
Line 26.
Oh, right. I like that. I mean, we can just do it in here. It might need to be a minor bylaws change too. Let me go into the bylaws.
If we,
Can you
we
just make a
send,
note? I need to check the bylaws. Because every time we make it, okay, I'm going in 2024, 25. Okay, here's the bylaws under officers, under duties of officer. Oh, we don't have it. I added it. So it's not in the bylaws. Yay.
Great.
So we can just change that.
And that simplifies it the way it is now with the revision.
Yeah, very good.
okay.
Excellent. What a team.
Less, less is more. I
I
like that.
know.
So this last bullet, be an authorized signer on the bank account, is new, and it came up as I was doing the treasurer duties. And right now, we don't have a lot of money, but at this point, I think Chris is the only authorized signer on the bank account. I don't know if there are any others. I need to review that whole thing with Chris. But typically in an organization, the chairperson or president would have also signature authority. That way, if something happens to one, there's a backup, and somebody can go in. And typically when someone takes office, one of those offices that would be on there, often there'll be a third officer too that's on the signatory, but they go in and they actually have to do it in person, change signature cards. So I just added that in. It's kind of temporary until we talk with Chris, but there is a bank account. There is an NCAC bank account, and it doesn't have much in it, but I do need to follow up. I think Chris may be using his own personal debit card or credit cards. So some of that we'll talk about more in the January 2nd meeting.
Problem is,
But,
we're not actually meant to have an account.
right, except we have been given authorization by Sarah to do it just until the county can, because we do have to pay for our stuff. And so she has agreed that we need to do business.
Yeah.
So I think we'll always have a bank account. We're not allowed to raise a lot of money for things that aren't for just our normal operational expenses. But we do need to do that. And frankly, I don't see it changing. It's been promised for many, many a year. But even then, what they've promised is like $300. And we seem to spend somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 a year. And right now, that's just happening through donations. Mainly by the officers.
Well, part of the reason it's so expensive is we are paying for our own website.
Right. True.
Which,
that's true.
If they fully supported us, we wouldn't have that expense.
Very true. That's true. It's the website, it's the Google Drive, it's the emails. Yeah, it's all of that. And really, I think it's pretty amazing the organization does get this done. I mean, and there are things like, Tom, you've got expenses when you built the sign, and Susan, you've had some when you've laminated things. And so I don't know if you've ever submitted receipts for that, but even
No,
if you pay for it, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have it on our record, right? So
why?
even so, just so that the county knows what we're spending.
Okay.
So in their budgeting, they would know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we do that. We pay for something specific for a nonprofit or a church or whatever, but we submit the bill and then we pay it. We pay for it, but it shows up on their expenditures just so they have an idea of what is needed.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. I will stifle snide remarks. Okay.
Okay. Right. And if it turns out it's not much and it's just more hassle than it's worth, I'm fine with that too. But
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the county, be fair about it, the county been put in some fairly bad financial
oh yeah,
situations through no fault of their own.
no,
So,
that's right. Dire. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. And that ballot measure failed. So, it's
yeah.
definitely have sympathy for them. But that's why I think it needs to be in there, because I don't see them doing this anytime soon.
Okay. So can we agree that this is reflective of what we think the chairperson should do?
Let's see, select.
Is it readable, or do you want to not show the?
Oh, okay. First of all, I need to get rid of that.
Yeah. Oh, no, promptly is okay. Are you getting rid of the highlight? Yeah.
Highlight, yes.
Thank you.
No comment. And I will go over here and review and no markup. Okay. And that purple is just a reference that needs to be updated.
Oh, and duties is a typo. That was another one of my
Uh,
comments too. Yeah. Thank you. That was me. And there needs to be a comment after specifically.
Yeah. It looks like there's an extra space there.
Yeah. So a couple of these are not in the bylaws. So I think the last two I just added. So I don't think we probably need to worry about lines 3 and 4 regarding that, right?
3 and 4. No, we don't.
Lines 3 and 4, it's okay, even though they're not all. I mean, technically that the last two should be in the bylaws, but that's okay.
Right.
It's fine. I think this is good.
And I'm ignoring the fact that we're violating some style things. I won't even tell you what
Yes.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Content.
I figure you'll fix that.
I'm not going to fix it. I'm just
Oh,
going to
okay.
keep it. It'll be a deep
Okay.
dark secret.
Okay.
Nobody but Susan and I will know.
Okay.
Did we save this? Because you've done quite a bit of work on this section.
We're going to have periods. We're going to have periods. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I may cave and actually fix it, but right now my intent is not to do that.
It looks like items needs to go away. I think that was a problem in line 24. I think that was just a problem with my editing.
Oh,
Oh, that looks like it's struck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
okay. On line 25, okay, this is a nitpick. Executive board is capped on one part of line 25, and this And on the back end of line 25, it's lowercase.
So I talked about that with Tom and also with you, Susan. I have been really, really non-standard. I capitalize and don't capitalize at will. I'm sorry to do that. So Tom, is there a way that you could just do an overall substitution
Search and
involving
find.
capitalizations?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is possible to do that.
Okay.
But that is a final edit
Mhm.
thing. I'm
Yeah.
not bothered too much by that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll fix them when we see them, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go through it
Uh-huh.
before we do a
And
final.
then, and I guess we can just tell from the bylaws how we capitalized and didn't capitalize. Some of my confusion is I do this for another organization and their standard is things are not capitalized like this. And I think in this one we have been capitalizing. So
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my excuse.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
with
in
it.
the camp of not capitalizing, so
Mhm.
I don't catch these things.
Okay.
I don't speak German. In German, that would be capitalized because it's an
Yeah.
important name.
Mhm.
But no,
Yeah,
And then,
figuring out whatever we want, just keeping it consistent.
yeah,
yeah,
that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to
review. Yeah.
with all
Homework.
markup. And
Oy.
anybody not completely unhappy with this?
I'm
Okay.
happy.
Going accepted. Okay.
And green.
And
And
green.
green.
And green.
Christmas.
Okay.
So looks like I didn't bold those like we did the chair. They should all be
Don't worry about it.
okay.
I'll fix it.
Okay. So some of them I just thought didn't need additional information, but the last two bullets did. And Susan did a lot of this here, so including some of the examples.
And I eliminated the Latin.
Yeah. Any comments, anyone? Of course, I'll run this by Alex too.
I'm just looking at line 4, where we have in parentheses policy needed on the ladder. And I
Line
don't
what?
know if we
Oh,
fleshed
there.
that out. That just popped out at me. Is that about social media or the coordination with Sarah that the policies needed?
Let
Maybe
me
it's
read
a
it.
social media update.
With the outreach.
Oh, that's the
Yeah,
social media.
it's the last one. It's the social media one.
Okay.
So mhm. And that's something where we're talking about having even a separate
Mhm.
that would be referring to another policy. Mhm. So we have that as an action item.
Mhm.
I guess we can go back and correct that when we have it. We can just say refer to, which would be at the end anyway. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can post things without comments
Mhm.
because Nesquin and Friends is a really valuable resource, I think.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other comments, or can we make this green?
We're good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think, yeah. And then up above, yeah, we can get rid of that. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to accept it.
Yeah. Reference review. Wish I could use some other tools. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. So I spent quite a bit of time on this one. And again, it's really, we have to run them by Chris. But I know before he was pretty supportive of all of this, to provide more information about what to do. And, he has asked what needs to be in. So I use this mainly from other organizations, but I don't want to make it too arduous either, since we're not dealing with a lot of money. It's a little different, but hopefully this will be okay. And hopefully this will be something where we can have a template that he may not need one. Future treasurers might. I mean, Chris is a CPA, so it can be pretty informal, but at least have more than that has been provided. I need to check with Chris on how he receives payments from Tillamook County, and maybe he has never received any. So I didn't know what the mechanism would be.
Yeah, as far as I know, I had heard that we've been promised for at least 3 years and have yet to receive anything.
Exactly. And Chris has been submitting the requests, and Mark has been following up in the meetings and everything. And so far, nothing's happened. So, but he has been submitting the requests. So
I just have a small edit. Lines 10 and 32 both reference the June regular membership meeting. But on 10, it says the annual membership meeting in June. And on 32, it says the June regular membership meeting. So I recommend we make it identical. Both of them say June regular membership meeting, or they both say annual membership meeting in June. It's the difference between annual and regular.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, this should actually be annual.
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, actually, is that right?
Maybe annual membership meeting and put June after meeting, perhaps on line 32, annual membership meeting in June.
Okay.
That way it's the same as in line 10. I know it's
Also in the bylaws is, we specify it as being in June. So,
I think the important point there is annual.
right.
Yeah.
And we have it above. I don't know that we
Yeah.
need to even have June there, because it is specified in
True.
the bylaws.
Yeah.
I think
Gotta,
there's some
On line
confusion
32.
sometimes. Yeah.
So change it or not? Leave it the way it is?
I don't
Nancy, are
care.
you suggesting eliminating June in line 10 and line 32? Is it,
No, just in one of them.
yeah, maybe 32 since, like you say, it's
Yeah,
been mentioned in 10.
right. Just keep annual membership
Mhm.
meeting.
I'm going to, ah, my coffee cup out of the way so I don't accidentally select something. All right. Okay, where are we? Okay. I'm going to reject this change.
Mm.
The
Just change June 8 regular to annual.
Mhm. Perfect.
And I know this seems really detailed on what the report should show, but we haven't ever gotten one showing all this.
Mhm.
And, it shouldn't take that long to produce it.
okay, let me know when to scroll.
Oh, yeah, good. I'm
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
And then the new thing on the big signers. Um, so this is something I talked to Tom about on line one. Um, we don't have a policy around banking at all. And as Tom mentioned, it's partly because we're not supposed to be doing a lot of that. Um, and do we need to have a policy about banking and check signers and that kind of thing? Or can we just stick it in the job descriptions like this? And I could go either way.
Uh, I would, I advocate leaving it in the job descriptions because the lawyers are less likely to see it because
Yeah,
they may go strange if they see us having
that's
financial
true.
responsibilities. So
Yeah,
keep
that's
it
true.
low level.
Because we do already have in our policies somewhere that we are able to manage money for our routine expenses.
Yeah.
Um, so I think we're okay having it here. Normally, I would say no. Normally, it should be in the bylaws, but we are, as you say, I mean, our entire budget is so low and we're just basically doing it to survive. So I think this is good.
Okay.
So should we just take out that note
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm good with that.
Mhm.
and just take out the per yeah, period?
Mhm.
Okay.
And maybe we change the and to the or. Um, well,
Which where
it's
What line
sorry,
number?
line two. Line numbers are very helpful.
It
Um,
is really helpful.
well, it shouldn't be when they both change. They're elected in different years, so uh, it's when any of them change, it needs to be updated. So whenever a term
uh, each term.
changes,
Now you say each term of the chairperson and
yeah,
vice chair.
yeah,
That's a
okay,
list.
okay,
Semantically, that covers both of them, and they don't have to be
okay,
synchronous.
sounds good. Thank you.
I've got to take this, so you'll excuse me.
Okay. Do we want to take a coffee break?
Sure.
So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. Well, no, I'll pause it.
Now, do we lose everything from before or does it keep it?
It keeps the original. Yeah.
Oh,
So hopefully when it shows, it's just going to show us stopping. So We are resuming at 10:27 a.m. After a break for coffee and other kinds of things, so phone calls, etc. So no business was discussed other than road closures and other storm-related kinds of things. So I'll let Tom take us back to the PPNR.
Oh, yes, I need to share this. Just because I can see it doesn't mean you can. All right. Okay. So theoretically, you should see it, most of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we've gone pretty much through this.
Would it help to show no changes so people can read it?
Oh, yes, we do that.
Thank you.
And it actually fits on one page that way.
Yeah. Also, Tom, I like having a little bit of space, like 0.3 between bullets. It just makes it a little bit easier to read. Is that something you would agree to do? I did it here, but to have it consistent.
It can be done.
The question is, would you? I know it can be done. The question is, would you agree to do it? Uh,
To me, that's a thing that'll be done
Later. Yeah,
later.
I agree. I'm not saying now. I'm
Yeah.
just saying
Okay.
before it's
Mhm.
permanent. I just find it much more readable when you can have a little spacing between the paragraphs and
Yeah.
the bullets.
Yeah. There are several style things that Word enforces that I think are bad, but
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a setting, you know. Unfortunately, as you say, the default is to not have spaces between bullets, but
yeah, I could figure out how to do a template that probably should use that. But anyway, enough
anyway,
gossip.
yeah.
So our people
Does this
want
look
to
okay
pick.
to people?
It does.
Okay,
Okay, so thank
so I'll
you.
go back to all markup, and I will turn things green, and then I will accept it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your patience.
Mhm.
Or did I do this part?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I did.
I think that was on a different page.
A lot of work on that. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, no, glad to finally
Are
have
they
gotten
supposed to
to
be
this.
turning green?
They will when he accepts it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
the review stuff on Word, the tracking is kind of interesting. Order matters. If he were to go back and change it, turn it green before he changed it, then
Mhm.
it comes up as red again because it's a change.
yeah. So that's what it will look like once I do the accept.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't miss anything.
My only question is on line 15, we have two question marks towards the end. Do we intend for those to stay?
Um, yeah, it needs to be a yellow highlight that
Okay.
I need to fill in the blank there. which I need to find out from Chris if he
Mhm.
knows, and otherwise I'll find out from Sarah.
Okay.
Instead of question marks, I should probably have how. But yeah, we don't know.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
And I'll put brackets around it because that's my
Mhm.
Mhm.
Perfect. Thank you. And yellow.
Mhm.
Yeah. Be able to see that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So no markup, all markup,
Mhm.
and down to there.
Mhm.
Awesome.
It's a long section.
Yeah.
Shorter now,
Yeah.
Yep.
and save.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Duties of the secretary didn't change. And parliamentarian didn't change. Oh,
Maybe,
I did take that last one off because we have that elsewhere.
okay.
We have a general thing about we don't get reimbursed except for necessary expenses that have been approved.
So what about
Okay,
this?
this is a biggie. So this is an organization thing for the document. Right now, the communications task force is under references, but the outreach and the monitoring task forces are under policies or procedures as delineated in this note. And I think they should be consistent. So
Mhm.
I think communications got put in job descriptions because it was under secretary, but I don't have a strong opinion on whether they should be under job descriptions or whether they should be under procedures or policies. I guess it's under policies right now for the monitoring task force and the outreach task force policy 11 and 12. So it probably belongs more under the policies than under the job descriptions. On the other hand, having it under the task forces, I mean, under the references makes it easier to change.
Well, we should have the enabling uh, the legislation, if you will, under
Mhm,
policy, that we should have a task force and then job description as to what it does.
mhm. So
And
right now, there's nothing for the communications task force in under policies. There is in the bylaws. Um,
oh, we don't need a policy if it's already in the bylaws.
so let me look at the bylaws again because
Mhm.
I think we have monitoring task force in the bylaws.
If we do, then we don't need it in a policy.
I'm looking. Yeah, we have outreach task force as Article 7, Section B. Monitoring task force. Okay, communications task force is in there under Section C, and monitoring task force is in there under Section D.
Okay, so we don't need any enabling policies. So we
I th-
don't need
I
that.
think I think not. But if we go back and we look under the policies and procedures under those two policies, let's just make sure we're not taking something important out by moving it. So
Um,
it's policy 11 and policy 12.
ah, huh, I'm impressed. I don't know if you guys are or not. That's procedure. Dang, I got
Yeah,
11 to 12. I was all set to be
oh,
impressed with myself. Oh, well. But come on. There's 11.
right. So these are kind of prescriptive.
Yeah, they don't have to be prescriptive. It could be a job description. I can make that
Yeah,
in job descriptions. I think these need to be job descriptions.
Okay.
Uh,
I think it works because they are covered in the bylaws in general. I don't know. What do you think, Susan?
Yeah, I think just moving them to job descriptions works.
That also makes it easier to update
Right.
the neighborhoods, and we should have a note that we're gonna add neighborhoods.
Mhm.
Do we want to do some of that right now in here?
Adding the neighborhoods.
Yeah, because
Yeah, we
we do
definitely
know that we want
you know,
Proposal
let's
Rock, we want Cascade Head, and we want
the
stop it.
RV park.
the RV park, right?
And we also need to do the map at the same time. So let's defer that.
Okay.
Shall we? Kidding.
Well, I don't know. We're thinking about it. Why don't we just stick it in there, Tom? It'll go to
That's
references.
right.
It's an easy change.
Okay, are those the only things that need to change?
No, but we'll check the others. There's one up and there's some name up on the crest that
Yeah.
Colleen mentioned when she was talking. It's in the chat. So maybe we just make a note to add stuff, but
Well, and Tom knows the South Beach neighborhood proper names, and I don't.
yeah.
I mean, do we need to convert South Beach into those two names?
No,
There's,
South Beach is, that's the right name.
okay. And then what did Nesquin RV Park, is that what it's called?
That's what she had. She just said Proposal Rock. She didn't say Proposal Rock Loop, but that makes more sense
It
because
does to me as
I'm
well.
going, God, there's nothing on the rock.
It
We've
is,
got, we have wildlife on the rock.
True.
okay, what was another one?
Cascade Head.
And then you mentioned something up on the crest, one of the
Yeah, so
neighborhoods on the crest.
yeah, so you've got Beechcrest.
Hmm.
But yeah, she had a different one. There's Beechcrest, but there's another. I'd have to go into the chat. I'll add it later. Just say Nesco Crest neighborhood.
Okay.
There's a homeowners association, HOA. It's got a different name than Nesco
Okay.
Crest. Yeah, Beechcrest actually is a road. I think the whole area is called Nesco Crest. And then there's this other one. So,
Okay.
well, there's Hills of Nesquin. That's different though,
That
right?
we've
That's
got here, yeah. That tends to be on the north side of 101,
oh, okay.
from
That's
what
right.
I understand, but
Yeah.
I may be wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think that's it. So, so I don't think we necessarily need to accept that or anything, but it's something for further.
Hmm.
I'm going to make a note to check what she said about those other neighborhoods. That was Colleen.
Oh, okay.
Um, talked about it in the meeting.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll fix this later.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just good to get them down because I
Yeah.
didn't know some of the names.
Okay. I've noted it in the action items. Okay.
Oh, I know what it was. Condos. Someone had put down condos as one of the emergency. Um, Barbara Triplett had identified condos as a
as opposed to, the former motel?
Well, I'm wondering if it was Proposal Rock Inn and the Nesco Resort, if that's regarded then as a neighborhood. I mean, to me, it's the village,
I'm
but
gonna
from
leave it
an
the village.
emergency standpoint, I think she referenced it as condos. But then Pacific Sands is condos as well, and that's in the village.
Okay, I'm pulling up her talk here. Okay, she has Wanema, Sahali, Thahala,
Okay.
Neskowin North,
Yep.
Hills of Neskowin,
Yep.
Neskowin Village,
Yep.
condos, Beechcrest, Hot Creek Hills, Proposal Rock, South Beach, Neskowin RV Park, and Slab Creek are hers.
Slab Creek.
And we've got Slab Creek under Beechcrest. Oh, did
Oh,
she
yeah,
not have
okay.
Cascade Head?
She did not.
I
Hmm.
don't know where Cascade Head would be.
Well, there are homes on Cascade Head. I think it's divided actually.
But
There's a county line that goes through it.
uh, just because to me, I'm sitting at the base of Cascade Head as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, uh-huh.
Not this, I wasn't thinking of the street.
No, but on, yes, but there's the whole road that has all these homes off of it.
It's interesting. I've never really thought of it as a neighborhood. I think of it as the 101, the connector to
Oh,
Napa to
yeah.
Lincoln City.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit back there. We have a friend that has a cabin
Is
there,
that near
and there are a
Sitka,
lot of homes.
the Cascade
Yeah,
Head Ranch, like that section?
I think so. There's like a conference center up there and got a bunch of other homes and more looking at the
Cascade Head
creek.
Ranch?
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like a conference center kind of a thing. But they're um, and I don't know if there are any that actually overlook the ocean. These were more interior, and it's probably worth a little research to see if they're on the Lincoln City or on the um,
Yeah.
Lincoln County versus the Tillamook County sides,
Okay.
because I think that the county line goes
So
through there.
where are
So
you talking about in terms of Cascade Head?
um, farther south,
And I'm looking up Cascade Head Ranch right now to see. They have a
and you're
homeowners
sure.
association.
Are you showing the edge of the county line there, Tom? Because maybe
That's right there.
that is at the bottom of the map there. Okay.
I believe,
So
no, I think the bottom, I think here, I will pull up the actual county map.
is it's the actual road that goes up into Cascade Head from
Is it Three
101,
Rocks Road?
Prairie Rocks
maybe.
is on the other side. That's in Lincoln.
Yeah, that goes to Cascade Head Ranch.
Are you going to share the map?
Yes, as soon as I find it.
Oh, okay. So I'll know if I can see the overall map. Yeah, farther, maybe it is Lincoln County. If you go down, yeah,
You're
I
talking
think
about
it's in
Pittsburgh.
there. Yeah.
I'd call that Sitka.
Mhm.
So that would be Lincoln County
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not in our NCAC
boundary.
boundary.
Should it be? I guess
Uh,
not.
not
It's
by definition.
quite a ways away. So I guess not.
Yeah, we defined it in terms of watershed, and it's on the other side of the watershed.
Okay. then good. We won't include that then. That
Cascade Head
simplifies
Raceway.
that.
But it's a very nice area.
Uh-huh. Okay, so no Cascade Head. And she didn't have that, as I recall. I'm going to go back and look at hers.
Okay.
I thought she did, but let's see.
She had condos, but
Yeah, I don't know what she means by condos. Do you?
I do not. I think that's almost too general, to be honest with you. I'm wondering if it's more from a life safety standpoint because condos would be almost, in buildings, so the safety concerns would be different, like a
Yeah, but
hotel.
she's calling it a neighborhood.
Hmm.
Well, she's calling it a neighborhood, but she may not have the strict definition we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That'd be a question for her.
Maybe it's the commercial, well, yeah, I'm thinking behind the Nesco provisions, that
That,
area where the
yeah, because there
cafe and
are condos just all over those scattered around. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of the places that used to be hotels or motels are now condos, but they're kind of scattered,
I mean the Chelan there could be
right?
considered
It,
and condos and Pacific Sands condos.
definitely. And then, the bigger ones behind the store
Yeah,
are
yeah.
all condos now, I guess. Okay. Well, enough about that. Okay.
but we're fairly certain about these, I guess, although I
Yeah.
don't know that we know what that is actually called.
Right. And I need to go. I can
Mm,
do that offline. We don't need to take time, but I've
okay.
got it in the chat here that they have. Let's see. Video.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Shall we go back to that note?
Yeah.
There we go. Um, so do we need this anymore?
I don't think so. I think we've decided, right?
Yeah.
Then
Mhm.
outreach.
Oh,
Should I change that into readable? Sorry.
I don't know. It's kind of helpful with this one to see what's
yeah,
new.
I don't mind it in red. It's
This is mainly your changes, Susan.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
There are some neighborhoods where it's not allowed to post notices in some of the HOAs I found, like
Really?
Hills of Nesquin, they could send out an email. They got approval
Oh,
to do that, Carol Hope did, but not to post.
well, maybe we should add that in here then. Um, in each, so maybe should edit that to say as feasible
Mm,
and when necessary, depending on the neighborhood, emails
mhm,
might be, they have, like the one up that Colleen's in has a neighborhood email list. So
mhm.
she might be able to, that might actually be preferable if they're willing to send things out via email instead.
I,
It might actually be better than a physical notice.
I agree.
So maybe we change it to permanently display NCAC meeting notices to say display in to post written or email notices or something. I mean, obviously that's not going to work
Yeah.
grammatically, but something like that.
No, I know I agree with you. We could work with neighborhood point people to post and or email notices in each neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
or something. There are some places where, like South Beach has a permanent one. The store has a permanent one. The Corvallis Beach Access has a permanent one. But I know I've gotten the question, can we nail it to a county sign? You know,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
specifically up on the crest, because they don't really
Yeah.
have like a mail hub where it's
Mm-hmm.
protected.
Okay, I've added and or email.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
And for right now, that probably is going to be enough.
Hmm.
And we may need
Hmm.
to do something more.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Susan. Sometimes they can't. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
So great. Okay, so here it is. I'm looking at the transcript of the meeting. It says what a lot of people call Beach Crest. They're two separate subdivisions up here on top of the hill above the golf course. Um, their neighborhood is actually called Pacific Sands Heights.
Oh,
Um, and the other one is called the Crest.
okay.
Specifics, which one? This one is,
So yeah, that one that's got the question mark is actually
yeah,
called Pacific Sands Heights. It's an HOA. And I think it's Pacific Sand Heights, she said. Well, this is the transcript, so I'm not sure what the real one is, but Pacific Sand Heights. Seems like Sands would be better because
Yeah.
I think it's probably Sands. The transcript caught it as Sand, but I'll go back and listen to the video.
And then you say beach crest is really the crest as far as
Well,
the
that's what she
neighborhood?
said, but I think Beechcrest is probably better
Okay.
because it captures. She's saying there's two separate subdivisions, but I know there's parts of Beechcrest that's not a subdivision. So there
Yeah,
may
I didn't
be an
realize that
additional
either.
one called the Crest. I think that's probably good enough for now. We can
Okay.
check with
Colleen.
Barbara and Colleen about these names too. See
you
if they have any
realize
comments.
you're making more work for me in the community plan too.
Mm,
Ugh.
I just thought I'd
yeah.
sulk that.
Okay. Okay. Good for us, Tom. So,
Well, the map will become more interesting
Yeah,
yes.
once I figure out where the neighborhoods are,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I had sort of blobby outlines because I didn't want to get too specific, and we're getting specific. That's yeah.
And if it's consistent with the, well, it'll be good to all these hidden things because I hadn't known about these other
No,
HOAs till we developed these things. You guys did, but I wasn't aware.
no, I wasn't aware of the crest, two neighborhoods. I always
Mhm.
thought of it as the, beach crest.
Mhm.
So,
And we might be fine with that, but I think if we actually identify Pacific Cans Heights, they're going to be more likely to want to send out our material. And I know that's an
right,
area where we don't have a lot of attendance from those areas. And so the more we can do to make them feel included, probably
Well,
the
right.
better.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just sulking.
I know, I get it. I get it. I'm good. I'm going to let you sulk.
See how many other neighborhoods we can come up with.
So we're good. So we can make those green, or do you want to leave them the way they are?
Um, green is okay to me.
Hmm.
Uh, Got to take this one again. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to just pause again
okay.
at 10:57. Okay, we've resumed at 11 a.m. after a short break. So,
I'm going to check and see about the Point as a possible neighborhood as well, because I think that they have an HOA as well within the village, in the same way that Nesco North does. But let me check. Don't add it. But if
Did-
we're
so
drilling down into,
so perhaps what we could do here is take out the part that says identified by the NCA area map and make the outreach task force neighborhoods more specific than the NCAC area map. What do you think?
oh yeah, I like that.
And then you're not having to change the map, Tom.
Well,
And
now, see, there's two maps. That's the
yeah,
NCAC area,
right,
and then there's the neighborhoods.
right.
You want to drop the neighborhoods?
Well, I don't want to drop the neighborhoods in terms of the map. Um, well, I guess it does make sense to make them very specific the way they're in there. It would make sense to
I
go ahead
wouldn't,
and do it. Yeah.
I wouldn't know where things are. I mean,
Otherwise, yeah, I
And
agree with you.
and
So
people
forget
new
that.
to the area don't know where things are, and I've been
Right.
around a while, and I still need to know where things are.
now,
Yeah.
there's settlements here, and that may be a neighborhood too. Looks like it probably is.
Yeah.
Mhm. I could ask Biff Schlichting. He would really know since his family's been here decades.
Yeah. And Esco and Crest, where's that arrow going? Oh, right there. Okay. Yeah. So that would be split into the two areas.
And where the
Beechcrest.
dividing line is. And
Yeah. Which might be a little too specific in terms of the map, but
I could always
Oh,
do Beechcrest slash, I
yeah,
could
you could.
combine.
right,
That's true.
right.
And the label,
Hmm.
like Proposal Rock, that's under South Beach right now.
Yeah,
Um,
that's easy because it's this loop right here.
Okay,
okay.
That's an easy one.
All
okay,
right. Well, and Beechcrest may also be pretty easy because I think it's north south basically.
okay.
Okay.
Colleen could give you the exact parts of the map.
I don't need exact. I just need
Yeah,
pretty close.
approximate.
To
I
color code
know
it.
I know my lot edges it. So
Do you
we're on the other side of that HOA. So our first lot is the demarc there. So
what road is yours on, Nancy?
Beechcrest Drive,
Uh-huh.
but it bisects. I didn't even know there was a homeowners association on the other side,
Hmm.
but there is, and it's that one we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a
Okay.
very active email list, so they would be good at being able to send out stuff about that. And Colleen is responsible for that as well as the emergency management. She also manages that
Okay.
email list. And you said you had talked to her about possibly being representative on the outreach task force, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So I think, are we good?
I think so.
Okay. So we added those. I don't need to go back there, I think, right?
Right.
So go back to this.
Oh, right.
Does this look okay to people? Do you want to make it?
You
No.
know, I'm looking at line 22 and I wonder if we can simplify it by removing open for election and say create awareness of open NCAC positions.
Yeah. Uh, well,
Or is that
yeah,
not?
we can say create awareness of open NCAC positions.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? We
Yeah,
take off for election
yeah.
and then take out the other positions.
Or
So create awareness of open NCAC positions. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So move open to before NCAC.
all of it. Oh, gotcha. And delete.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
yep. Just trying to clean it up.
Mhm.
Uh,
I like it.
Missing a period there, but I'll
Yeah, that kind of shows. Do you want to go ahead and do a no um, markup and we can see? Well, you can do it either way.
I'm
But
almost wondering if we can eliminate the bullet that starts at 28 because that's kind of defined now under the vice chair, the guest speaker program.
well, that's right. We did that. Thank you, Susan. That's
Yeah.
actually moved. That needs to be deleted. Thank you.
Let's see. And I'm wondering, line 32 has to do with physical posting, and then line 16, I'm sorry, I should have seen this before, is talking about permanently displaying. So what's the difference here? It looks similar to me.
yeah,
That was the one. I think.
that was
I
being
think
strategic.
that's. I think that's what we ended up deleting, Susan,
Mm-hmm.
and because we felt like it just didn't get deleted for the sending it.
Yeah.
So
So
So,
yeah,
delete
yes,
this.
delete
yeah.
that.
So now what does it look like? It's what I'm wondering. Did we? Okay, let's see. Coordinate to.
Hmm.
What about this review? Because someone needed to approve. Why did we strike that on line 25?
Because it's up above on the first part of the clause. We changed it to coordinate with the NCAC chairperson to
Oh,
create.
and with the executive board.
Yeah.
Seek approval from.
And for some reason, I wasn't able to strike it
Okay.
correctly. So
No,
I
no,
did
and
it
I
that
mean,
way.
I didn't notice it except that now we eliminated the stuff that
Right.
was
Right.
like,
I was
okay,
wrestling with Word as we were working on this. So yeah.
yeah.
I've started kind of doing Tom's thing of I love Word.
Well, and what is this tool that we're talking about on line 13? Set up and administer a tool. What do we
It's
mean by that? A form?
it's you're so good at
No,
finding
because
these
I mean, this is
weaknesses.
my section, and I'm like, what's the expectation?
So yeah, so this is kind of something that would normally be in the communications area, but Jeff was vehement that he didn't want
Yeah,
to handle it through the communications section.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so we threw it over to outreach. And at this point, since Jeff is gone, it probably really belongs under communication. So it does say work in conjunction with the secretary to accomplish
Yeah.
this. So it really is, I think what we were envisioning at the time was having a database, and that's what Jeff objected to, but having a
Mm-hmm.
database with membership information. What we had talked about, and I think we have elsewhere in the PPNRs, once a year, before the annual membership meeting, having a form where we collect membership information. that as they're going into um, registering for the meeting, they have to fill out that form. The problem is a lot of people wait until the meeting is about to start and they just go in expecting to just go right in, right? And the system
Yeah,
remembers them. And
yeah.
if they have to stop and suddenly put in all this information, it's not good. Um, because it'll make them late. It'll make them irritated.
Hmm.
So we need to figure out how we collect the information.
So we're setting up a form and creating a database is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
That's
the problem is,
Membership database?
yeah,
yes,
well, the concern was aging and accuracy.
Hmm.
right.
Somebody moves away, they're still in the database unless
Hmm.
we do something specific, and we have no triggers for knowing that.
One trigger would be to check, if it's ownership information, we can check through the county, but that's a lot of
We
work. And how much time do
can,
we
yeah,
want to spend?
yeah.
And if it's people who are renting, I don't see any way to track that. So that's why the thought was every once a year, you ask people to add their stuff again. And maybe Jeff's right, that it's just a tough thing to do.
I know Pacific City CAC maintains a membership list. I'm curious how they go about that.
Well, their meetings are not on Zoom, right? Aren't they in person?
They definitely are in person and they were on Zoom when I went to one.
Oh,
Like,
they were. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
they have to be. The county says that all CAC meetings have to be hybrid.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But they had a huge, I mean, there were like over 100 people that showed up at their meeting at the Kiwanda Center. The one I went to anyway.
Hmm.
But it was over a year ago. But I don't know how they go about. I wonder.
Well, one of the
We
things
could,
we have is we're on the honor system. Somebody says they're legit, they're legit, unless we have some
mhm,
evil developer come through and
mhm,
have their entire staff declare that they're residents. You know,
mhm.
hopefully
Yeah,
that
that
will be us.
and that's where, just a philosophy, I guess, of Robert's rules is you don't want to start implementing things when it gets to be really needed.
Mhm.
It should be done all the time. And so it's not so abrupt. But I I kind of would like to leave this vague for now and then we can kind of figure it out as we
Yeah.
go forward.
Should we be moving it, to your point, Nancy, into the secretary area? This bullet?
Probably. What do you, I think, while it benefits the outreach task force and knowing who to reach, which
Yeah.
is kind of the purpose of it, the actual process of doing it seems to me to belong more over in the communications
Mhm.
task force area.
Um, a little rewording to and eliminate the tools, working in conjunction with the secretary to accomplish collecting membership information
Yeah,
Mhm.
that sounds
rather
good.
than this.
I like that.
Mhm.
Uh, but first of all, let me do a save.
Okay.
So, and the communications task force is actually led by the secretary. So I don't
Mhm.
even know if you have to say work in conjunction with the secretary.
Mhm.
If we move it to the communications task force, they already are, if
Okay,
we have a
should
secretary.
that would and then eliminate that sentence.
Hmm.
So that's an adjunct to the secretary.
Yeah.
So work in conjunction with the secretary to collect membership information
Yep.
as described in these PPNRs.
Mhm.
I don't know
I,
that we want membership. That's
Okay, all right.
And I wonder if we can, and on line 14, and seek approval from executive board before collecting information. I mean,
Yeah,
because
I think you're right. We'll
because
just,
then we can decide if it's a form or however
right.
that before implementing a tool.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying leave it as it is right now or
No,
change it?
I think we're just saying simplify it to first we move it to the communications task force and then just say um, collect membership information annually.
Um,
Or
I'm confused as to, you're saying move it and change it? Remember what I said about moving and
Oh,
changing?
yeah,
yes.
okay.
Don't do that. What do you want
So
here?
I would,
okay, how about we delete it here and then
Okay,
under the communications task force, we say collect information, collect membership information and leave it kind of vague. I don't know.
yeah,
okay, so that gets removed and
yep.
then
Mhm.
it gets under, we'll make
Is
it
it under
last.
Secretary or Communication Task Force? Yeah, probably Communication Task Force.
Yeah,
Right.
because the secretary is
Oh,
over that.
because we've got an NCAC electronic database that's referenced just a little bit above. Tom, if you scroll up just a little bit, um, I see something maintain the NCAC electronic database. Is that membership database?
No, it's everything. So this needs to be separate.
Okay.
I
Okay,
mean, it would
so
be in it, but yeah, collect membership information.
okay,
I don't know. We may have questions about that. We probably should, but since we don't have answers just yet on that,
I'm almost thinking we should eliminate the setup and administer tools as described in the PPNR. Oh, where'd it go?
it went
he's
away.
he's he's
Oh, okay,
he's
sorry.
he's editing on the fly here.
I see. Gotcha. Okay. Before implementing. Yeah.
I kind of like it to have
Yep.
that, um, like that. Does that
Yep.
sound okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Now
So
is
that
that
would be
italicized?
what, what, is it italicized?
for some reason all the outreach is italicized. It needs to not be.
Yeah, that whole
Um,
thing looks italicized or something. Yeah. Okay.
It's
and
so important.
and green.
Oh yeah, green.
Yeah,
Change that to not italicized.
yeah.
Okay,
So that needs to be green. And then I guess we have to display the
Let's,
changes to be able to know what's green there.
okay.
oh my gosh.
So maybe we just make it all green. What do you think?
Well, no, it's not that bad. Uh,
Okay.
I'll cheat a little bit.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Ooh.
Not so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Yeah,
let's
because we're not showing the crossouts. So yeah, okay.
now on line 14, I see the bylaws subcommittee is working on the text for
Oh
this
yeah, we
job
need to take
description. What
that.
is that?
Thank you. Yeah, to take that off. That was
New
the
entry.
place. That was the placeholder.
Okay,
We need to have an introductory paragraph there.
we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's bylaws section. So basically, it's the same thing as the other paragraphs on job descriptions,
Oh,
except the bylaws is
The
oh,
It's
Okay.
section, it's at Article 7, Section B.
No, don't care. I just wanted stylistically, you don't just have bullets in a
Okay.
No, I understand. I'm just saying, like the others, it should say the responsibilities of the outreach task force are described generally in the NCAC bylaws, Article 7, Section D.
Why do I need to say that? You can assume that once you have gotten this far, you've already gone through it all.
It just makes it
I-
consistent with
but
everything else.
it makes it consistent, but also fragile. Anytime you do those refer backs, you are
Yeah.
creating work.
Okay. Do you want to just say they're generally described in the bylaws? Or you
This
just
is,
don't want to have anything?
don't want to have anything. It's just a reference. Somebody is in the outreach, they're going to read this.
Okay. All right.
They don't care that it's authorized.
So you
Well,
would say the responsibilities of the outreach task force members are the following?
R colon.
Or,
Okay.
or as
Um,
follows? The, the-
I hear you, Tom. I understand the references thing can be, or the links can be really problematic, but bylaws aren't going to change as much as
I
a
don't
policy or a
care.
procedure.
It's,
And people may not know that there's
they don't
other
need to know.
information.
They don't need
Yeah,
to
they
know.
kind of do,
No, they
I
don't.
think, because we're not
No,
repeating what the bylaws say,
you are by the reference.
but we haven't referenced it.
That's
You
how
why
do
we
are
we
shouldn't
just,
do it.
if
how do we
you
describe
reference.
the communication task force job description in the section above? Can cut and paste?
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
yeah, it is the same thing, and I really think it's a bad idea.
Hmm.
Well, I'm going to push back on this one because I think if you don't have something like that, then they're not going to know that there's really critical information in the bylaws about it. We know because we're familiar with it, but
Yeah.
the average person looking at job descriptions is not going to know that this is a follow-on to other material that's more general and very important.
So then Tom could copy what is above and just switch out communication task
I'm
force to
not,
make it in the section to make it easier.
yeah, the ease is not what I'm talking about.
It's a philosophical thing that we're, yeah.
This should also be, it's not a reference by
Task
itself.
force.
That's not a reference. That should be a
Oh, yeah,
heading.
what is it up above?
Yeah, just a second. One thing at a
Okay.
time.
And it's section D. Actually, look again. Yeah. Sorry, it's section E.
E is in
No, it
Edward
isn't. No,
No,
it isn't. It's section B, as in boy.
Baker. Okay. And this should not be a reference. What is it here? That is a,
No, there.
and,
I thought we decided they were all going to be references.
well, this one isn't set up as a reference,
No,
and
it
that one
wasn't
isn't,
because we just moved it
and that one.
from.
is it in the reference section, but we just haven't,
No,
It
is it not?
was in the policies,
oh,
and now we
gotcha.
have just decided today to move it to job descriptions.
Okay,
So it's in job descriptions. The
okay,
major heading is job descriptions.
got
This is
it.
not a, this is a major heading and it shouldn't be.
Okay,
And I'm just trying to figure out what level it is. Okay, it's a heading 3. Okay. So there should be a heading 3.
Okay. Awesome.
That should be responsibilities, since job description is the major heading.
Yeah. So, and we moved that, right? We didn't have a separate one for outreach because we actually did move it, correct? From policies.
I don't remember where it is.
Let me go look. It was policy like 11 and 12 or something. Let me go back here.
Outreach.
So let's see, what is that? Okay, outreach, and then outreach task force responsibilities.
That should be responsibilities also.
Yeah. Good catch.
Okay, so we have in the old version, we have a reference 7 outreach task force job description. And yet I think we also have a policy 11 or 12. So we may have to do some editing before January to combine those. Outreach is in, policy 12. We need to actually move policy 12 into that job description for outreach because they're different. And then the same with monitoring task force. That's policy 11. And yet we have a job description for it. But I think we decided we were
It's
going to
already been
combine.
enabled, so we don't actually have to enable it.
Right. But we have information in there that should be moved in.
Yes. Put me down for rearranging those.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Curious on line 24 where it says the parliamentarian, how did we identify further up in the document each of the positions or the offices? Was it
It's in the bylaws.
by
Bylaws.
title as opposed to not having the word responsibilities next to it like we do on line 32?
It's strictly the bylaws.
Parliamentarians.
So like
Okay, I
Article
see what.
4, I think, is
It's
officer.
slightly
It's
different
4 or
flavor.
6.
Yeah. Just, yeah, I see how it is now. I just didn't know what we had as the header.
Cleanup.
I'm seeing between like 18 and 32, we're using duties versus responsibilities. I mean, I know it's stylistic, but I didn't know that's something we
Well,
want to look at in the bigger picture.
to me, the responsibilities are areas and duties are specific actions.
Okay. And so going above the parliamentarian, like for the vice chair and secretary, is it duties also?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, officers get duties and
Okay.
tasks get
Okay.
responsibilities.
Okay.
We're at least consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So back to outreach. Did we agree on that? Make it
Let's see.
review with all markup. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I've got you on the new list of action items.
Okay. So that's what we that's what we carved up.
It's a good carve up.
Do you want to make a note in here just for now with yellow that bring in policy 11 and policy 12 for outreach and monitoring?
Okay.
just a note to you.
Which one? Is
So it's policy. Procedures. Outreach is policy 12. And monitoring is policy 11.
and which one for, that's outreach and communications?
Communications isn't one. That was why we combined. Communications doesn't have a separate policy. So monitoring is covered under policy 11, and we're moving that into the monitoring task force
Oh,
job
okay.
description.
So we don't have to do any munging.
What do you mean? Oh, for communications? No, there's nothing for communications.
But monitoring it's a straight move. It isn't, we don't have anything to move it into
We don't?
like we integrated. Okay.
Wait, why don't we?
We don't
Oh,
have, we don't have
okay.
a
You're right.
mon-
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we do. Monitoring is that long list of things, of places,
Mhm,
of agencies.
mhm.
Oh,
It's
it's up at the top
reference. Yeah,
too, I think is,
right.
these need to be reordered desperately.
Yes. At some point
And
when
probably
we get
updated
farther.
it as well, because the last update was February of 2025, almost a year ago.
So reference 2 is basically could become monitoring task force, and then all these contacts could be at the end of the other material. And of course, reordered, but I don't think we need 2 separate things for monitoring task force, do we? And I'm okay with, as you're going through doing this kind of editing, Tom, if you decide it needs to stay up in policies for outreach and, and monitoring. It's just communications was kind of stuck down there under job descriptions. And I thought what it might be is that we move communications up into
Don't give
policies,
me more options.
but
No,
I'm getting no options. Okay. Oh, fine.
we're just going to do this.
Okay. So that's policy. Okay. Monitoring task forces, policy 11.
Okay.
Just so you don't have to search for it.
There you go.
And outreach is policy 12.
Yeah, we already did that one, I think.
Okay. And maybe change more to move.
No, I need more. Anyway, okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry. I got to do it again. So
No problem. I think we're really close. I'm going to pause
Mhm.
the
hold on.
recording. Pausing recording at 11:34. We are resuming the meeting at 11:39.
So the way I hear it, we're okay with doing an accept on this change.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And with the note that we're
Yeah.
going to move some stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. Uh-huh. And I think we're okay at accepting.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I did change that. Um, so rather than documented in this reference, it should be,
hmm.
well, I guess that is correct. In this reference section, probably, it should say. And then I made that change down below. But we want to make sure that if something's hybrid, that you can communicate both ways. I called it bidirectional, but editing is always welcome.
I don't think we need bidirectional. I think virtual access is implicitly
Mhm.
bidirectional. My thought
Okay.
is somebody's going to say bidirectional. What does that mean? You're going to spend a lot more
Okay.
time on that than is needed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sound good?
Okay, I'm good
Mhm.
with it.
Yep.
Um, oh goodness, I'm sorry. Got to bail again. Right
No
back.
problem. I'm going to pause again. Okay, resumed at 11:44. So I think once we're done with this, we're done with the policies, procedures, and references. I think we can defer the feedback session planning to the January meeting when everybody's hopefully here. And then I just want to go over the action items real fast, and then we can be done.
Let me do an accept on this change. Does it look good?
Looks good.
Okay, so I shall stop sharing
Okay, and I'll start sharing.
and I'll publish this version and then I'll go from there. It'll be R9 that I have. It'll be out.
Okay.
It'll be next available thing for.
Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this one's still to happen. Flesh out job descriptions. I think I'll update that to approved by committee. I guess I can just take it out, really. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll fix that. But anyway, if these are green, still have to do
Mhm.
that. Procedures, I still have to do that. Executive board emails, done, except for actually setting them up.
Mhm.
Um, okay, we're going to do that in January. Social media, yeah. So you're going to work on that. You're going to head that up, Susan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's try that for January 2nd, but I understand it's kind of a big
Mhm.
one. Okay. You and I can talk about that.
Yeah.
Uh, change to procedure 19, that's done. I'll update the submitted thing. Add neighborhoods per emergency plan. That's kind of a work in progress, right? We did
Mhm.
some, but
Yeah.
and
And the
that's
map.
really also the map.
Yeah.
Change map.
Mhm.
Clean up task force descriptions. Yep, we did this. Well, no, this is an action item to actually do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it. So Good enough.
What is the
I'll clean this
quorum
up.
thing?
What's that?
It go to the second page. I saw something that said quorum. Oh, that's done.
So
Sorry. It
yeah,
looks like
it's
that was
done.
done. Yeah.
It's just Michael had wanted to change the meeting quorum for membership meetings lower because we've had issues. And we agreed though as a subcommittee that we would wait until next year after we actually start having programs that are
Yeah.
meaningful and see if that resolves itself.
Mhm.
So send any input to Tom by December 29th. So I'm going to update this further offline and send it out. I will try to do that later today. And that's it. So I'm going to stop share. We have no public to comment.
Mm.
And I will also send you guys the meeting link to the video and transcript stuff if you want. And hopefully that'll be helpful for Michael and Wyatt whenever they get internet back. Happy holidays. Thank you for hanging in there and all of the work. And Tom, particularly, I hope whatever it is gets resolved. And you and I will be talking anyway.
Okay, good enough.
Okay, well, take care, everybody. I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 11:48. Thank you for hanging in, everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stop recording.
Okay.